I investigated the city where you can legally steal houses.
Squatters.
This guy just literally broke down my door. You shouldn't be trying to steal my house.
Hey! You want to assault? You want to
Get out of my home!
This is Seattle, Washington, a city where you can legally steal other people's homes.
Are they going to pay your legal fees?
Off the property.
Are you going to pay rent this month?
If you're on vacation, they can come. Anyone can stay.
How is this legally even possible?
They can get blown into smithereens here. No, I think I'm becoming like a low-key chat. I think I'm like the South has changed me a little bit. You will be blown into smithereens, buddy. You better get out of my property, boy. What? What? What do you mean you could take my house?
They fully moved in there. They had suitcases, bags, they had food in the fridge.
Our children were traumatized by this experience.
It goes back to the old times where it's like when you showed up and you took some land, I feel like that's the times we're getting back to.
Being arrested.
For what?
For being in my own home.
If the woman says it's her.
No. If I ever get arrested for being in my own home, check the speed at lightning quick, bro. The Flash, my brother. I would be out of that city like the Flash. The house is being sold. I am out of there like the Flash, bro.
Her property, and he says he lives here, and she says they're squatting. She would have to go to court and go through the entire legal process to have him evicted.
Yeah, but I live here now.
Oh, you do?
Sure.
Well, good for you.
Let's have him. Damn, I might as well become I could become the Monopoly man over there in Seattle. Hey, I'm about to go to Seattle and become the Monopoly. Probably can just take niggas' homes, man.
It's a civil problem.
This state is so broken. Oh my God.
If the owner of the property sees this, what's the
Says that,
message
let me
you'd
try
like
this
to give him?
glitch.
Seems like
Sorry?
I headed to the epicenter of the crisis, Seattle, Washington, to meet up with local journalist Jonathan Cho to see what's going on. Who's been exposing the squatting epidemic and the broken laws protecting them, starting with Sang Kim. He recently made national headlines for squatting in this $2 million property in Bellevue, Washington. After the entire neighborhood banded together to shame Kim out of the neighborhood, Seattle's Housing Justice Project paid $88,000 in delinquent rent for Kim to his missed rent out of...
Bitch, you are not Korean.
paid $88,000 in
Koreans against
delinquent rent for Kim to his...
Why do lawbreakers get more protection? Word.
His missed rent out of taxpayer dollars.
How much longer are you going to be staying here, sir?
Get out of the property.
He intentionally is not paying rent. He's exploiting the system.
But why is Kim still squatting in this house? And why won't he simply leave?
Morning, Jonathan. We're back.
Hey, what's up? Back at the scene of the crime, man.
So right behind us, we have a beautiful...
Yeah, I know how to change the law. We need to... Wait, hold on. This might be considered illegal. I can't say. But if somebody, okay, not me, I wouldn't do it. But if somebody wanted to organize a mass squatting session in an entire community and exploit the law to ruin that community, it could potentially change the law. Like you want to, like you're abusing it on purpose to see how far. You get what I'm saying? You understand, man.
Beautiful view. We're in a nice-ass neighborhood. How much are these houses?
I mean, on average, $2 to $3 million. This is the elite Woodridge neighborhood with gorgeous skylines of downtown Bellevue. I mean, everyone wants to live here.
And when I mentioned squatters to you, you said
W
you gotta come down
slides,
here. I have a
W
story for
toes.
you. And then I saw the story pop up on my Twitter feed.
You can't make this stuff up. It's now a global story. I mean, you've got Daily Mail on this. You've got The Mirror, The Sun, national networks like Fox News covering this. You've got this guy, Kim, who's been staying at this house now for more than 2 years now, and he hasn't paid a single penny of rent after the first month, that is.
So we're gonna knock on Kim's door right now, ask him if he's gonna pay this upcoming rent. So right in front of us, we have 2 no trespassing, 3 no trespassing signs, car parked right in front.
The problem now here in Washington is that the homeowner, Jaskaran Singh, even if he wants to evict the guy, there's a backlog of eviction cases in court. It's a broken system. If Kim doesn't pay in May, Singh says he will start the eviction process for the 4th time. There have been nearly 2 months of protests, public shaming of Kim to get out, but still, Kim is hunkering down.
So Kim did in fact eventually pay the amount he was owed.
Housing Justice Project used taxpayer dollars. That's the key. And he knows the system so well that he can take advantage of it.
But before I confront the squatter, let's talk to the homeowner.
There he is. I'm here
with. That's a money glitch.
Singh.
The taxpayers can pay so I can live in another nigga house?
You own this home, right?
Yes, sir.
How much did this home cost?
Right now, value is close to $2 million. So I lived in this country 18 years. This is my second investment property, and it took me a while. It's my hard-earned money invested here.
And who currently lives in this home?
Bro, money man.
Squatter. He has been exploiting the system since 1996. He has done multiple scams. And being an immigrant, I was tricked by him, and I trusted him and his family to give him on a rent. But he's not living for last 2 years, and he's exploiting the system.
How did it go down?
He paid the first month and the second month and the last month as a security deposit, and he didn't pay afterwards.
Okay.
Fourth eviction if he doesn't pay the rent next week.
So when you say fourth eviction, what does that even mean? I would assume the first, second, or third would get him out of the house.
That means there's a housing justice project.
All right. I'm jealous. Why does he get this much beard, bro? And my shit can't connect from here to here, gang. This nigga got too much beard. How is this fair?
The system is protecting, basically. He's paying his rent through our taxpayer money. He's getting lawyers from our taxpayers' money. He's milking the system, and we need to stop it.
How much money have you lost on the property since he's been in here?
It's a lawyer fee close to $35,000. The rent is paid, but the mental, I live just 1,000 feet from the property, and I can't drive on this road, and we can't walk in cement.
You legally cannot drive through this road.
Yeah, legally I was not able to till last Wednesday. And this should be a message to all the squatters that we will get you.
We will get you.
We'll get you.
We will get you, boys!
If they're on vacation, they can come. Anyone can say. So watch out, guys. It's what I expected. And people from India, Australia, England, my friends, relatives, they're calling me. They're saying, what? This is what happening in America?
Do you think he'll pay rent this month?
I have no idea.
Should we knock on his door and ask him?
You can go ahead.
But before I knocked on Kim's door, I wondered, what does the neighborhood think about this?
This is a nice neighborhood you guys live in.
Thank you. Yeah, we
My
love
name's
it.
Tyler, by the way.
Jeff.
How much do houses typically go for around here?
Recently, there's been some selling for 2.5, 3. New houses are going for almost 4.
You own a home?
For 2.5, 3.
No, that's no way. There's no way this little itty bitty shitty home costs $3 million, bro. This is 3.3 million, nigga.
New
1.6 for a bungalow.
houses are going for
2 for a bungalow, a ranch style
almost
house.
4.
Do you own
Oh fuck no.
the home out here?
Yes, this one right behind me.
How would you feel if someone moved into your home when you were on vacation and then
I
refused
didn't
to
realize
leave?
it was that expensive.
That would be unbelievable. I don't know what I would do.
Sure.
I would probably first call the police to see if they could be removed, but with the situation we have across the street, obviously that's not a deal.
Do you think the law is on the homeowner's side here in Washington?
No, not currently, because we thought, once we sell this house, if we could afford to hang on to it, we'd like to rent it out. But after the last year, this guy across the street, we've thought differently about that.
Cal and
I don't
Elliot, thank
understand
you for the 5 gifted
why-
subs, gang. W5 gifted subs. W gifties. Thank you, Cal. Appreciate you, man. Good fucking guy, man. He's a good fucking guy. Appreciate the fiver.
Been able to remain in there. I understand there's a housing project that will pay his rent, but I think the taxpayers are the ones paying for that money that's going to him.
Sure. Do you think the laws in Washington should change as it relates to squatting?
Absolutely. I think King County needs to do a lot of stuff. Ever since they started making drugs legal over there in Seattle and stuff, I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but we're considering moving out of this state.
Do it.
So this is where it gets weird. I don't know if Kim will come to the door if I'm there.
All right, give me a moment.
So maybe you should go.
Hey there. What was that? We're here with the press. We're just seeing if we could talk to you about the squatting situation. The squatting situation?
It's already been settled and all that. So
Okay, we're wondering if are you gonna pay rent this month?
Can you please get off the property?
Yeah, well, we got authorization from the landlord to come. Sure.
I'm the one who's living here. Get off the property.
Okay, is HJP gonna pay your
Get
legal
off the
fees this
property,
month?
please.
Are they gonna pay your legal
Get
fees?
off the property.
Sure, no, we will leave, but we're just wondering if you're gonna pay your rent and redeem yourself.
That's my business, not yours.
Okay. Well, it's taxpayers' business, right?
No, it's not.
What if the taxpayers are paying your legal fees?
They are a dumbass. Who the fuck is you lying to, nigga? Tyler just explained it to us. You can't trick me.
Not this time?
You can't trick me.
All right, well, here's the thing I want to emphasize, that from his perspective, he's the victim.
He's always framed himself as the victim, as this Korean national who's just trying to live the American dream. You know, he's not trying to hurt anybody, but in fact, everyone's hurt him. And he uses, you know, Mr. Singh as an example of a crooked landlord who never fixed any of the appliances and just would constantly pressure him. But as you know, Singh also had a temporary protection order filed against him by Mr. Kim, and Singh prevailed. He won in court.
So there's no world where Jaskaran could come in here, change the locks, and they could leave.
That's not going to happen because I think that's against the law here in Washington State now.
He would go to
Wow.
jail.
He would go to prison.
Since filming this, Sang Kim has refused to pay rent on time again. Jaskaran will be moving forward with his 4th eviction attempt. After meeting the intermediate squatter Kim, what does the beginner squatter look like? I met up with Andrea Suarez, founder of We Heart Seattle, who said she knew where we could find some squatters nearby.
Up until recently, this building was used as a squatter's haven, and just recently fenced off, and recently we're seeing action here where it's being finally demolished. This was, I guess, had been squatted in for months. The neighbors had called multiple 911s, multiple fires. Nothing was ever done about it. The police couldn't really do anything about trespassing because it's on private property. Yeah, you can see all the boards, all the access points, the broken windows. I'm sure there was working plumbing, showers.
You seen anything going on here as it relates to
And
squatting?
it's so depressing in Seattle, nigga.
That, this house
Where is the sun?
Squatted or unoccupied for the last 2 years I've lived here.
2 years.
Yeah, I've literally never ever seen anyone live here or anyone actually own the house. It seems like.
What are your thoughts on squatter rights here in Seattle?
I think it's a bit ridiculous in my opinion. I just think they have a little too much rights for what it is. People work hard to own a house like this.
It's always raining.
Literally, if they're just looking to rent it out and they can't find someone to rent, rent's ridiculously expensive right now. So it's just someone can pretty much just hop into a lot of these houses. A lot of them are unoccupied, and I think that's a little ridiculous for how hard a lot of the people work around here, how expensive a lot of these houses and the property is.
Thanks, man.
Hard a lot of the people work around.
Is that the average house price?
How expensive a lot of these houses.
The average Seattle home value is $886,000. LA prices, chat. That's LA's average. That might be a little higher than LA's average. Jesus.
And the property is.
Thanks, man. Okay, what do we got?
All right, this one's abandoned here.
Do we think there's a squatter inside?
Oh, this one looks like it's open.
Yeah, it looks pretty active. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, that's a dead end.
See the river.
Seattle is a tech hub.
Yeah, this is a nightmare, man, for all the neighbors who have to live next to these empty houses that are probably set for demolition.
So why all the tech hubs look like this, chat? San Francisco?
There's no heat, there's no electricity, so you've got to stay warm, right?
Drug problems.
Fires. And that's why you have all these scorch marks on pretty much every single structure here.
It's the
Austin,
fire,
Texas, up next.
The murder, the body, the outrage by neighbors, calls to the mayor, media that is in critical mass is finally, then there's action. Tragedy always has to happen multiple times before action has been taken, and thankfully we're seeing that action being taken now. We've cleared over 1.2 million pounds of trash, 35,000 needles. We've found 12 dead bodies, and we've helped hundreds of people off the streets, into detox, back home, back to mom, back to grandma, back to their families, get clean and sober, get a job, because it doesn't seem like any other social service wants to do anything but enable addiction.
People that live right here, I just want to emphasize, we have lights on. This is someone's property. Right next to them, active squatters, active fire, building getting shut down. They said a body was found out here?
Yeah, bodies unfortunately get dumped in these empty houses, abandoned buildings. So who knows what's going on in these places. Right now it's boarded up, but I truly believe within a matter of weeks, somebody's going to try to go back in.
If you peer through the window there, it's freshly boarded off. We're gonna go to another property where active squatting is going down and meet a guy named Caesar, the king himself. Looks like she's found out where it is.
King squat?
Caps.
King squat.
I think we've arrived. Watch your back. Don't get mugged. Use common sense. Genuinely.
Dead ass, Chad. Stay sober, bro. Drugs
Remember the
are not
last
worth
squatter motel?
Yep.
The hilltop? Just a few hundred feet down.
Right over there.
Demolished. Next to all these squatter houses. It makes all the sense.
This is where we pulled over, found the guys.
Yeah.
It burned down.
Good urine bag here, guys.
Wow, there's urine bags.
Caesar, welfare check.
Several houses on this side of the road alone. Look. Hey, you okay?
Oh, you're back.
Yeah, hey.
Hey there.
Whoa, man. Yo, what's up?
How you doing, bro?
Guys.
We didn't know if you were alive.
I'm alive. I just didn't. I went
work on that card, bro.
Dude, we gotta talk. Last time we saw you, you were in the building
right now, bro.
Dude! We meet again! This is
he
Caesar.
is
4 months
strung
ago,
out.
Jonathan and I found him squatting in this abandoned building, and 11 days later, the building was found to have burned down. I had no clue what happened to him since, and the viewers loved him.
Oh, yeah.
I got all your tools.
I'm a boss. You got my Ray-Rays right here, my Ray-Ban. You know, this is where I'm gonna make my fortune.
Are you concerned about this right here? the
Fortune?
propane tank? No?
No, man. I done firefighting training, like.
Really?
I got a lot of skills, Ray.
Dude, how did it go? What happened?
Yeah, your firefighting training. Hey, your firefighting training can't be you almost burning your house down, gang. Yo, bro.
Me and Tyler, we came last time.
We've reunited. Can we see what's going on?
I recognize your voice.
Yeah.
His house, my
so I'm
fault.
painting
The
right
house.
now, so just mind your clothes.
Yo,
bro.
Shaniqua, thank you for the 2 months.
Andrea. So we
Ollie,
met
welcome
the man
back.
who we
Mason,
spoke
welcome
to in
back.
the building that burned down. I want to hear your story, man. What happened to the building?
Dude was gay, bro, and he wanted to do gay stuff with me.
Oh, he was trying to smash?
Yeah, and I was like, I'd rather burn in hell. And he tried to burn me, homie.
So tried to kill you?
I assume.
He tried to kill you in the fire?
He lit the fire, bro.
He lit the fire to spite you because you guys wouldn't have gay sex?
I don't know, bro. I haven't like.
I thought he might not even be alive.
Dude,
Sizer, we have so many people on the internet that have believed in you, wanted to hear what happened to you. We found you. We know you were Sizer.
I knew you guys were gonna find me because this is the way it works, bro. You know that's how God works.
Sizer, 10 million people saw you, and you saw the video, right?
But what am I supposed to do, bro? Hop on nutsacks or what? Like, I'm over here chilling, dude. Like, all this right here is all dumpster dive.
Wow. This is the most unexpected reunited moment of all time. We never thought we'd see you again. So we got wet paint. I just want to establish, Sizer, you've been grinding since we last saw you.
See right here, like I don't have tape, I can't afford it.
So tell me about your project in here. It's blue, it's nicely painted.
Oh, well, first I painted it white. I wanted white on white.
I want to hear a story here. Yeah, let's.
But then I ran out of paint.
Nigga designing the room he's squatting in. Hey, boy, you got it, man.
What are you supposed to do? So
I'm gonna let it be known you have like $1 million view right here. Look at this. That's badass, dude.
I know.
Have you spoken to the owner?
Man, you guys are crazy, dog. They were trying to knock down the door. I was like, I recognized your voice and what you were talking about. I was like, oh, that's that fool.
So, actually, I want to bring this up, Caesar. We have some Australian YouTubers who thought we burned down the building after meeting you.
Wait, look what it says in the corner. The footage of the house burning is from the Cho show.
Wait, the news footage used Cho's footage?
Yeah.
That means he was the first
He was
one
the
there.
first person there. After all the shit I've seen in this video, I'm going to say, just my opinion, not real. These guys burnt these men alive.
What actually happened?
You know, the toilet flushed backwards on me, so I don't know.
I remember last time we saw the porn on the wall. Was that you or
No,
the
that
guy?
was the other fool. So that was what he was aspiring to be like.
Oh, the woman. He wanted to be the woman.
Dude, yeah, so like, I thought he was just weird. You're in Seattle, bro. There's a lot of weird shit here, so
Caesar, I actually made a comment. I said at least you're straight, but that guy wasn't straight.
No, so I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, shit.
So, Caesar, you know you're squatting, though.
You fucked him at least once, bro.
What am I supposed to do, though? Like, I don't want to work for anybody else because they just keep douching me, bro. Like,
Can you give us a tour, as per usual? Caesar, where are you finding all this gear?
walking around, bro, looking for weed roaches on the floor.
Caesar, you're a hustler, man. You got another, once again, sick view right here. What do you think this property is worth, Caesar? This is sick.
It's pretty sick, bro.
A mill or two?
I don't know, bro, but I'm hoping to impress the property owner when he comes kicking me out.
If the owner of the property sees this, what's a message you'd like to give to him? It seems like
Sorry. I'm here to do this for me, for my future, and this is just the best I could come up with as far as showcasing my skills.
Sure.
They know how they left it.
Oh, you got a trap phone too.
Oh, yeah?
That's the state phone.
Yeah, you fixed it up like that?
That's what begging Ari.
Yeah.
I turn off the speaker.
Keeping it quiet at night, no fires, no parties, so you're added security to the block.
That's what he feels like. The other day he was like, thank you, and I was like,
I hear that, you know.
That's
That's interesting.
It's better to have a known neighbor and resident than a revolving door, so you're holding down the fort.
all those little
And that door stays locked at night?
all the time.
Yeah.
So all those little things add up to confidence and trust, and those are the things that a painter needs from his client. And
He's speaking business needs right now. You got all your tools back too?
Is that an ottoman?
Get the... You are dripped out.
Nigga got drip.
Ari blasting in the background and a baseball cap collection that would make lids jealous. Caesar was renovating the abandoned building and ready to leave if and when the owner asked him to. In this scenario, unlike Sang Kim and Bellevue, landowners might actually benefit from having a guy like Caesar live full-time in this abandoned building until they want it back, assuming he's responsible and doesn't...
This nigga burnt the last place down, gang. Well, he didn't do it. The gay nigga that he was living with did it. But point is if I had an abandoned house, I for sure wouldn't want a random nigga living there. They don't benefits. He might not be fucking it up more. But what is he? He's an artist, chat? Yo, Loyal, thank you for that 50-month resub.
Burn the place down.
It's been a pleasure, man.
You say you trust him?
When you buy a home, there's an old tenant who's been living in there rent-free for the last 2 years, who refuses to leave, leaving you with $1.4 million less dollars, stuck with legal fees in court for the last 8 months, and forcing you and your 4 kids to move in with your mom and dad. Well, that's allegedly the case of our alleged white-collar squatter, Steve Hickey.
We just wanted to take a look at the squatting epidemic in the United States. But this is unique because we have a guy in a position of power, relative wealth, doing well for himself. He's not some degenerate, jobless bum breaking into someone's house. This is a
like the last guy?
Well-known figure in the community. Is he legally allowed to be there right now?
Based on what I can tell, I mean, the answer is no.
Just for the viewers out there, a month or 2 ago, I called someone out as a scammer, and it turns out they weren't exactly a scammer. So coming into this situation, I'm a little bit skeptical. I want to make sure this guy is in fact innocent till proven guilty. We want to hear both sides fully and then come to a
nigga looks like he owns an esports team.
Yeah, you know, and this is really complicated for me as well. I was a little hesitant to take on this story, and frankly, I don't know where it's going to go because it's still early on. He's not only an industry colleague, I would consider him a friend. Somebody who's given me news tips, somebody who's helped me out in the field, like one of the nicest guys you'll meet. But the allegations are just like too ridiculous now to ignore. So as a journalist, I've just got to be objective now. He has more than 1 million followers on all of his social media platforms. And he's just well respected, and he does decent work, especially during a time when American journalism is in decline. Frankly, I've, called him several times already and had private conversations. And I'm like, dude, I don't know if these are true, these allegations that is, but if they are, you got to settle these. And I've just tried to walk him off the cliff and say, look, man, it's not worth your career. He knows the law. He knows how to take advantage of the system.
Why would it risk his career?
At his own garage sale, Jonathan and I were invited to a victims party hosted by several alleged victims of...
Karma is like a rubber band. You can only stretch it so far before it comes back and smacks you in the face. In honor of justice, day of reckoning.
Several alleged victims of Steve appearing in person and on Zoom.
I'm here with
Lee Strom.
And what did Steve do to you?
Steve failed to meet his contractual requirements about 3.5 years into a 5-year contract. He stopped paying any rent as he was supposed to and became a squatter.
He had a 5-year lease?
You roughly...
damn.
Roughly $150,000 plus attorney fees.
Katrina Freitag. I purchased this home from the Stroms, of which Steve Hickey has been squatting in since September of 2023.
How much in delayed or absent rent have you not received from Steve Hickey?
Since purchasing the home, so over 7 months.
Which would equate to roughly?
Upwards of probably $50,000.
Jessica Scotti
Damn.
and Chris Scotti.
What did Steve do to you guys?
Well, the home that we're sitting in, he basically backed out once he had quite a bit of money that he could get his hands on from our bank loan money from Flagstar Bank. So we basically were left in shambles with about $40,000 in liens, as well as about $90,000 in bank money that was still should have been accounted for that he could not provide the proof of where that money went.
So now we're in the process today, of really vetting what's going on.
That nigga fucked over 3 families.
To connect the dots and really follow the paper trail.
I had niggas that buy property they don't even stay in. Yo, low key chat, I'm off that, bro. Dead ass. I would if it wasn't too much effort, I would probably just sold my shits. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Homes is just I don't think homes are a bad investment. It's just they're just a headache, bro. I wish I knew how to explain how homes are. Cause I think I'd rather put my money in a business, and it's probably riskier that way, but at the same time, okay, this is how I should explain it. I short term, so I have 2 rentals. For a while, both of them were Airbnbs, okay? And Airbnb guests, you've probably been on Airbnb before. They don't give a fuck about the home. They destroy it, right? I had very relaxed rules. People could cancel up until the day before without any sort of fees. And I really wanted to be the type of Airbnb host that like I would appreciate, because I also at the time used Airbnb. But then after the home just getting fucked too many times, like having too many people switch out, eventually you're gonna have one person that just does damage. You just want to stop doing it. And then also, they started taxing it. The city of Atlanta started taxing it. So the solution was to buy right outside the city of Atlanta. But even those counties started taxing them. So then it's like, damn, GG. So now the margins suck. There's a lot more competition, and there's a lot less people using it because there's too many stories of people's privacy being destroyed. You know those like creepy hosts that be having cameras and don't tell you and shit like that? I've had that happen to me twice. And so eventually, less people are using it. There's more competition. It wasn't worth the hassle. And then at a certain point, I'm like, bro, I don't even want to deal with it. On God, it's not worth it. So I just stopped, and then they were empty for like 6 months. And I just rented them out long term, honestly, just to try it. Just to see what that experience is like. So now both are being rented out. And you know, I haven't had no problems yet, to be honest with you. This could very well happen to me. And then I have to go through a legal battle if one day I want to sell it or, you know, do something with the home. But anyway, point is I just realized it's not worth it. It's not worth the money you would make.
See where this goes. Because what I laid out to Steve was that his career was like on a rocket ship. Why would you risk everything that you've accomplished to allegedly squat in a house? To me, that made no sense.
I know like multiple people that invested with him that some of them just want to move on with their life. He wreaked so much havoc in people's lives. Like one of them was like, my wife threatened to divorce me. Like I had to pull out a home equity line of credit to pay the guy off to get him out of my life. He plays on people's emotional, like,
what does that have to do with the wife threatening divorce?
You're just like, I just need to keep moving on with my life. And then, but he's wreaked havoc on so many and allegations, but I know this is true from what I've heard. He stole from a quadriplegic vet, somebody who served and protected our country.
Okay, can you explain your guys' relationship with Steve Hickey?
Yes. I have no complaints about Steve.
Steal how? He didn't mug the nigga, did he? How did he steal? Why not clarify that? That's so fucked up. Just leaving my imagination to go to town.
Up through 2021.
Okay.
It was in 2022, in April in particular, that he stopped making payments. And after April, we went through a phase where he was trying to renegotiate the deal. We never could come to terms with each other on that renegotiation. And in June of 2022, he told us he was going to purchase the property, which was great. We, in fact, signed papers. Notary came to our house in Arizona. Everything looked good, but the money never transferred. It never happened. And when I questioned him about that, he just, at one point, just said, I'm not going to pay you.
So real quick, before you sold the property to Katrina, how much money was delinquent that he owed you via rent?
Roughly $150,000.
Was there any additional counsel or legal fees that you incurred
Yes,
throughout that process?
Yes. Yeah, about $32,000 up to this point in time because we were still pursuing him legally.
And during that 15 months of delinquency or lack of payment, did you try to evict him from the property?
Yes. In fact, we went to arbitration because our contract called for that. We prevailed in that arbitration. He was ordered to pay us, and he just ignored it.
You can do that? You can just choose not to pay it?
The amount in full. He went to court with you and also incurred legal fees, battled it out in court?
We're still battling, yes.
To this day.
Isn't that the whole point of arbitration?
So after a year and a half of not paying his rent, you sell this property while he's still in it to Katrina?
Yes, and we were very upfront about the situation at the time. Once she's able to get him out of there and get the property back up to speed, her equity will, I think, cover. No.
And Katrina thought he may leave?
I believe that's true, but you should ask her.
Attorneys reviewed the situation. He was in the house, and I believe it was a 5-year lease agreement was.
Out of curiosity, why the fuck would you buy a house where there's a squatter in it and you've been told there's a squatter in it? There's so many other homes. What the fuck? Why would you even want that? Why would you want that headache?
Be up end of September, and he had not paid rent.
So it was under your belief that he would leave the property at what point in time?
When I purchased the home, we submitted a vacate notice and lease termination for 90 days. December 31st, he was to be moved out.
And did he move out?
No, he has squatted since, have not received any rent money.
He really fooled us, is what I would say. When he dropped off his first rent checks, he came in a helicopter and did it. He landed in the front yard in a helicopter.
Wow.
With a film crew.
He was actually flying the helicopter.
That's awesome.
Well, that's
It really
tough.
just
everything
made
that's
us feel
tough.
more sure about this guy.
He's steady financially.
That's the con man part of it.
You've never gotten to move in, enjoy the home.
No, the primary purpose was for my primary residence with my 4 young children to be raised in the residence, enjoy the property.
Financially, how much has his occupation or squatting in the property cost you thus far?
Just in rent alone, that's about $50,000. Attorney's fees, I did have this point with my current attorney. It's upwards of, I would say, $40,000, including damages caused to the home itself during site visits. It is not being kept up as well as maintained at the very least. So I believe that's upwards of probably another $75,000 to $100,000.
Them pools
Why
be
did you agree
expensive
to
when they
speak
break,
with
bro.
us about the situation?
I feel it's the right thing to do.
Why the
Not
fuck
only
would you rent a
supporting.
mansion? Nah, hella people rent mansions. If you don't plan on staying in a place for more than 5 years, it's better to just rent it, bro. It's way cheaper.
Landlords in Washington State, but King County as well, the current timelines in getting a show cause hearing to actually get a squatter out. And what is that doing to those landlords?
Can you guys explain your relationship to Steve Hickey?
In 2020, right? We met with him.
It's crazy
to
how much
interview him
damage
to
one
be our
nigga did,
builder
bro.
for this home.
This beautiful property with a triple rainbow behind us.
That's beautiful.
We were able to keep it after what he put us through.
So you contacted Steve and asked him to do what specifically?
Well, to be our builder. Steve basically was approved, and then we went through the process of basically allowing him our entire loan construction fund that was allotted to us to build this home.
Did you vet Steve at all before you hired him?
Well, based on the fact that he put our children on his fire truck, he was a man of the community. He was sitting at District 47 as a commissioner, fire protection agency. I mean, he had his whole shtick down. So we just proceeded. So he was literally wired our money every time we got a bank wire for supplies or the next phase in the project.
How much money in total was wired to Steve for the construction of this home?
The total amount that was in question that he should have showed receipts for was about $90,000 that he just skipped town and walked away with. We said, show us where the money went.
And he said?
And he said, no.
And then what happened?
And after that, the communication went silent.
The stress of it, my husband has an autoimmune disorder that's triggered by stress, and he almost was hospitalized. Our children were traumatized by this experience.
How would you characterize Steve from your time meeting him and spending time with him? How is he as a person?
I mean, he's a criminal.
Do you think he'll try to lie to us tomorrow when we confront him?
Hey, why the fuck she just
evidence and
volunteer her husband's health condition, gang? Is that not weird to no one else? Bitch, don't tell everybody about my fucking autoimmune condition on camera in front of millions of people. I didn't tell you could do that.
Of course he will.
Was Steve a white-collar squatter, or does he have rights to the house? And if so, is the legal system broken in Seattle? It was time to meet Steve himself at his own
hanging out for
garage
dear
sale
life.
at the property he's allegedly squatting in as we speak.
I don't know how he's going to respond, Tyler. So I'm hoping.
Yo,
that it's
Deadlock, thank you for 5
respectful. I
months.
hope
Drew, welcome back.
that,
Fuck you, welcome
he
back.
shares his side of the story.
Oz, welcome back.
I hope that this is all a misunderstanding. Quite frankly, Steve has so much to lose. So I'm wondering why he would take this risk and gamble, because he has a career as an independent journalist. He's an elected fire commissioner. He's got a family. He's got a daughter. So let's see what he has to say.
Okay. So with
what if he's right and they're just all lying? That would be a crazy plot
This is
twist.
confirmation via court confirming Hickey's failure to pay since February of 2022, and text between Steve and Jonathan giving Steve a chance to explain what was going on 2 weeks ago, that Steve eventually ghosted after saying he would personally send Jonathan's way. How would Steve defend himself?
Does he have any evidence that he could present that would invalidate any of these claims?
So far, I haven't seen anything, and I've asked him now for nearly 2 weeks to produce something that would show that he has a right to stay in the property. I've given him every opportunity.
Maybe it is a big misunderstanding.
I hope it is.
We're gonna go there now and give him a chance to speak for himself.
Let's do it.
Families wouldn't say so.
Steve, how's it going, man? My name's Tyler. So we're doing a piece on squatting here in Seattle. We wanted to reach out. My name's Tyler.
Guys yesterday, right?
What was that?
The attorney got a hold of you.
We wanted to ask you a little bit about that, actually.
Come on back here.
Okay,
Let's
yeah.
get your comments.
I appreciate that.
Damn, is
How
it
you doing
always
today, by the way?
raining? God damn,
Are you
nigga.
calling the cops?
Where is the sun?
Okay. Oh, we wanted to give you an honest chance to just kind of
You
explain
didn't
it.
fly out here for an honest chance. You know that.
What do you mean?
You wouldn't fly all the way out here for none.
What are you talking
skeptic.
about?
Apparently, they're online YouTubers. That's what they're saying. One of them's Jonathan Cho. Another one is Tyler Oliveria. Well, they're here with microphones in my face, wanted to ask questions, but I want you guys to get out here as soon as possible because they were already told through the attorneys not to come on the property.
Start from the beginning here.
I'll tell you, there's been an ongoing real estate contract dispute. I know Jonathan's making a name right now, bringing out a squatter out in Bellevue, which is a clear squatter. He's been doing quite well with that.
Okay.
This is not that. This is a real estate transaction gone bad. The litigation shows that. We are currently in litigation on this. I come in here, given the previous owner hundreds of thousands of dollars in cash for rights to purchase the property. He then blocked me at every turn to execute those rights. That's what we're in contract for. I'm not going to give you paperwork that's involved in an ongoing litigation. If you guys want to do that, you obviously have paperwork, have at it. I'm not going to participate in that show. Does this look like a squad? Is there piles of trash and so on? Like, this is not that type of situation.
Steve was right. Technically, he's a holdover.
Wait, and the plot thickens. So apparently the deal to buy the home went bad. I didn't realize that can happen. Okay. And now it seems as though we need some details on that litigation.
Over tenant. And here's a lawyer explaining the difference.
Well, in Seattle, we make a distinction, and actually across the state of Washington, between squatting and, say, someone who's a holdover tenant. Let's say I go away on a vacation, and someone breaks into my home and starts living there. That's a squatter. That's different than if I rent someone else a home, and then they stop paying me. Now we have a legal dispute about debt and how much they owe and maybe the condition of the property.
So squatting, holdover tenants, two different legal categories altogether.
What's the
Yeah.
She owns
so
the
now
home,
what? If
right?
he's a holdover tenant,
She bought the home, yes.
She owns the home.
We can keep playing this game or you can let me speak. Which would you?
All right, big guy, W press.
Like to do.
Yo,
Previous owners
Oscar,
have
they get a
stated
prime.
you failed to pay rent for a year and a half. Is that accurate?
The previous owners breached contract.
In what ways?
It's all in the paperwork. They breached contract, failed to perform, and then I withheld performance after they failed to perform. It's just that simple. Should have not closed on the home. She should have let this resolve itself and done a purchase pending this resolution. I was blown away that she was willing to close under that pretense. No savvy buyer.
That's what I said.
Would have done anything like that. She is a savvy buyer. Why is Jonathan after me though? Why do you think that is? Instead of the 100 other people who've actually taken money, because one of his big narratives is Kim's been taking money to cover his rent, right? From this, that's never happened here. That's not what this is. This is a real estate purchase contract gone sideways.
But the truth is, after requesting court documents from King County and reading hundreds of pages of case documents, Housing Justice Project was, in fact, involved and legally represented Steve in the early stages of this process. Now he has a new attorney fighting on his behalf.
Well, I want to emphasize that...
Oh, nah! He lied!
This isn't just about you. You're an example.
I don't believe it's just about me, but for you to fly all the way out here and come here, especially after what the attorney
we flew out to the state of Washington.
Steve, here's what the fact of the matter is. You said you would send me documents.
I did not say I would send you documents. I said I would talk to the attorney, and you can get anything you want.
Jonathan, can you read the text?
Well, okay, I'll read it. Don't worry, I got it. Will be when I get home tomorrow and have my files. My attorney is also sitting down.
I mean,
I'm gonna send you the docs and you only. I don't want them all going all over the place as it's part of a court case. But I want to make sure you know what the reality is and who I actually am. Thank you again.
The text right here. We now have more than a dozen other victims who say you've run a construction hustle.
That's bull.
This one.
That's bull.
So you can take this by. This all goes away if you show documents that show you own this house.
So you want me to show you documents that are part of ongoing litigation?
Yeah.
Bull.
Steve, can I ask, why would you be opposed to simply showing a lease agreement you have
Because we're
that's
in
valid?
court arguing it. Why wouldn't you actually support the law system that is in place here?
So did you pay for those 15 months?
Yeah, he's lying.
Simple
He's
question.
officially lying.
He did not. He failed on his end of the contract, which is what we.
Did you pay for those 15 months?
He failed.
Fatbacks, welcome back. Mito, welcome back, bro.
He did not let me execute the contract as it said I could. It's been very clear in the court system.
Can you elaborate?
No.
Now, while Steve refuses to elaborate, the fact that he has refused to pay rent and remained in the home for nearly 2 years remains clear.
But it seems like you're going to string this out for as long as possible.
I will continue to fight this in the court system as I've been doing, and I will continue to do so. There is not an eviction proceeding on this right now. There's no such thing.
Well, we have a 90-day eviction notice in here from Katrina.
I've not seen that.
Okay, let me show it to you. Have you ever seen this before? The 90 days notice to evict?
No, I mean, I would have
December
seen anything that
31st,
went through the court
2023.
process. I would have seen. I don't remember seeing this.
So you've never seen this?
No, I don't remember seeing it.
This court document was, in fact, personally served to Steve in hand.
But I don't remember seeing that.
Got it.
Staying on that 100%.
The question is, why are you staying here when you don't own
Yeah,
this
he's
house?
lying for sure.
Repeatedly, and you keep wanting to spin it every which way you can.
No,
you don't believe that the court system can handle anything. You don't think that
Not
civil
in Washington
litigation.
State.
Oh, interesting.
There go the cops.
How you guys doing?
You guys been asking me for private property.
Yeah, so is he the owner of the property? He is. Do you have proof of ownership here?
Who are you?
Independent journalist.
Then this is your house?
I'm the one, yes.
Can we see the lease agreement?
Every time someone asks him if this is his house, he has to find a weird way to say, oh yeah, I live here, because it's not his house.
No, it's none of your business, okay?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm telling you, if this is his property, you have no right to be here.
But our claim is that the owner of the property has said we have full permission to come here.
Who's that?
Katrina.
Oh,
Katrina.
This is her lease. She
Okay.
gave us permission to be here.
So, where's she at?
She's been advised to stay away by his attorney because he's allegedly squatting.
So were they.
He's
Oh.
allegedly a squatter.
And you guys are here to...
Do a story about squatting.
Okay, so you're just not here to do a story. You're injecting yourself into this. Is that what?
I don't know if you know how stories work, gang. You got to ask questions to get answers to tell the story. If you can call that injecting, the same way they inject themselves into any story to tell it. But yeah, I guess they are injecting themselves. That's a weird verb to use in this situation because I feel like we're not on the same page, officer.
What I'm getting?
Do you guys have a previous relationship we should be aware of?
No.
Not at all.
It should be as simple as him providing valid ownership of the...
Him for his lease, sir.
He doesn't have to provide it to you.
Why is that?
How about to you, sir?
No, it's a civil problem.
Wait, so anyone could come to any property and say, I own the property, and you kick the other person out? With that being said, I own the property. Can you just prove...
Yo, Tyler, you funny as hell, gang.
Otherwise? And if you can't, can you prove he does?
Here's the thing is,
Yeah.
I don't care what property you own,
Sure.
okay?
So could I come to your house and say I own your property?
No, but you're purposely injecting yourself in here to
Nope.
draw attention to yourselves.
What are you talking about?
Why are you here? You're here.
To get his side of the story.
Maybe he doesn't want to give his side of the story.
Correct. Which is why he called you to kick us out.
It's a civil problem. We're looking up the plot ownership right now to see who owns it, register with the county.
So that's the due diligence you guys should do.
Here's what I wish. I wish I would have shaved better, got my hair done so I looked better for this thing here.
You look good, though.
Okay.
So when you say it's all a civil problem, can you explain what that
Okay.
means?
If the woman says it's her property and he says he lives here and she says they're squatting, she would have to go to court and go through the entire legal process to have him...
Okay, but I live here now.
Well, you do?
Sure.
Well, good for you.
So kick me out.
Okay. Now he just looked like a dumbass. Hey, Tyler, you got more balls than I do, okay? Maybe I just got PTSD with officers, but I honestly don't try and talk to them this way. But he's right. He's right. Tyler lives there, man. You got to pack the other nigga up. He said so.
Yeah.
It's a civil problem.
Okay, so we're roommates?
That's done through the courts.
So, sir, you're saying...
So I've officially moved in as of today with that logic.
Well,
And I have a bedroom in the second room.
we can go through this all day long.
But let's simplify it.
I
Let's
know
just look
this
up
is-
who has the title here. Okay, we can both agree that's crazy logic though, right?
Steve, I can set up a tent here tonight, and you can call the King County Sheriffs, and they can't kick me off because it's a civil matter.
Well, tonight, no, we could.
What do you mean?
There's a time frame. You don't live here right now. You can't just move in.
Chad, there's a time frame. They should have said that from the start.
And you have residents.
Dolphin dive through the window. Set up a tent.
Still have to live here.
Or an invalid. I have a lease right here.
I'm not telling him he doesn't live here.
I do live here.
How long have you lived here?
10 months.
Well, then you live here.
So here's the deal.
Talk to me.
So this property's in conflict over a civil court about who owns the property, who doesn't, between this gentleman and lady.
And who else?
Katrina Freitag.
Freitag,
So
correct.
he right now by court he has legal right to be here.
Legal right to be here, as do I.
No, he is part right now until the court decides what's going on. He has the right to be here, and he owns the property until
He owns the property?
That's what you just found? It's in court.
Yeah, so I guess Katrina and him can live together until the court figures out whose house it really is. They can just bunk together, man. That sounds amazing, bruh. Might as well boot up a fucking stream and do a 24-hour, man. It's gonna be a fucking movie in there, both of them. This system is fucking amazing.
Okay, but this is my property.
Oh, it's not your property.
Yes, it is.
You're not in the civil thing.
Disprove it.
Don't. I just proved it on the phone in the CAD.
Who owns the property? We have a
Katrina
copy.
Freitag and this gentleman they own the property.
They both own it. So Steve aside, this has become a broader Washington dilemma here.
Joint
Well, there's a
ownership.
simple thing between the three of us
ownership.
Because I also live here.
Good. How do I know they're the owner? Right?
Sure. I mean, I have the title right here.
Well, you could have typed those at home.
Exactly.
So that's what you're saying.
That's my whole point. This is literally my point.
I know.
Do this to the camera.
Well, the house.
Yo,
The
bro.
Justice Project was initially
least they haven't
created to
reached for a
provide
gun yet,
homelessness
man.
during COVID and to provide legal representation for low-income tenants facing eviction in King County. Now it seems to protect alleged white-collar squatters who refuse to pay rent in $2 million plus homes they're renting, all at the cost of taxpayers working to survive paycheck to paycheck. What is the point of owning a home in Washington if the
iceberger.
law will legally protect someone trying to steal it from you? And what is the point of a law that no longer represents what it means to be moral or ethical? Is that not a broken law?
Please don't say you're going to come to my house again. All right?
Okay, I didn't mean it like that.
You will regret it.
And go follow Jonathan
I'm on that timing too, officer. I'm on that timing too, boy. I didn't know you own guns in Seattle.
on X at Cho for an in-depth investigation into Steve Hickey and updates along the way.
Damn, bro. What the fuck he just say? Happy Black People's Day. I can't do any banking or anything. I will wire first thing in the AM. I'm sorry. Didn't know they were closed today. Hey, nigga. There's no way he just called Juneteenth Black People Day, bro. Yo, this nigga's an asshole. Tyler, good video, bro. W video. I'm glad we watched this one. Oh, so you like the video? Boom. You're gonna like that one too, man. Go ahead, just. Bro, click the video. What the? Bro, that's what I be saying. Like.